Did you know that George Clooney and Matt Damon once brought Hollywood to the Kentish Weald? When the blockbuster The Monuments Men needed the perfect untouched rural landscape, parts of Kent, including areas around High Halden, were used for filming. This village isn't just a filming backdrop, it is a masterclass in balance. Imagine a place where 15th century architecture meets a high-speed commute to London that can take as little as around 38 minutes. Most people escaping the city follow the same crowded path to the coast or expensive market towns, often overlooking hidden gems like this one. Today we are looking at the lifestyle, the commute, and the honest math behind the property market here. High Halden's identity is anchored by a feat of medieval engineering that seems to defy gravity. St. Mary the Virgin Church features an impressive timber spire, built in the late 1400s using over 50 tons of solid oak. Its height is often said to be around 80 feet, and it remains one of the more notable historic timber structures of its kind in the region. Why do people choose High Halden? Because it offers active tranquility. It is a place where you can hear the wind in the trees long before you hear a car, yet you never feel isolated. The High Halden War Memorial Hall has stood at the centre of the village since 1921 and represents a blend of heritage and modern utility, serving as a community hub where generations come together, hosting a range of local activities and events, often highlighted by residents. The Checkers on the Green pub has been an inn on the site since 1442 and is the village's beating heart. It is often associated in local stories with historic smuggling routes linked to groups such as the Hawkhurst Gang, although much of this history is based on local tradition. Even the name Checkers is sometimes said to relate to historical tax or tally practices. It remains a place where community connections are formed and maintained, with a classic village feel and access to modern conveniences within a short drive. Now, the commute is probably your non-negotiable. High Halden is essentially a commuter's shortcut. You are roughly 10 miles from Ashford International Railway Station. During peak times, services on High Speed 1 can reach London in as little as around 38 minutes, although journey times and frequency can vary depending on the schedule and time of day. You can be in the Kentish countryside and still access central London relatively quickly compared to many outer suburban journeys, depending on the route. However, let's be honest, the drive to the station typically takes around 20 minutes, although this can vary with traffic, particularly near busy junctions such as the Ashford bypass. Some residents prefer the Headcorn alternative, driving about 15 minutes to Headcorn station for direct services into London Bridge, Charing Cross or Cannon Street, usually taking around 60 to 70 minutes depending on the service. The real magic of High Halden lies in the value per square foot. While nearby locations get much of the attention for their high street, it often comes with a premium. If you are looking for a standard 3-bedroom family home, the percentage differences can be noticeable. A 3-bedroom house in High Halden is typically up to 15% less expensive than a similar-sized property in Tenterden, When you compare it to Woodchurch, famous for its windmill and wide green, High Halden is typically up to 10% less expensive. And if you look toward the historic marsh edge village of Appledore, High Halden is typically up to 20% less expensive. You are getting more land and often a detached home for the same investment. Property comparisons are indicative and based on a broad review of current listings, publicly available market data, and general local trends. Actual values will vary depending on property type, condition, exact location, and timing of sale. For families, the decision often comes down to the school gates. High Halden Church of England Primary School is a key part of the village. It has been rated good by Ofsted in its most recent full inspection at the time of writing, although ratings can change over time. Reports and parent feedback often highlight a supportive and inclusive environment. The school places an emphasis on helping pupils retain knowledge over time, sometimes referred to in education as sticky knowledge, within a smaller, more personalised setting. They also provide opportunities for pupils to take on responsibilities such as leadership roles, alongside trips and broader learning experiences designed to expand their horizons. So, who is High Halden for? It is for the professional who needs a fast link to London but prefers the peace of the countryside. It is for the family looking for a friendly community where their money may go further than in some nearby towns. It is a village that has even stood in for parts of Europe on screen because of its traditional English character. Yes, you will likely need a car. And yes, you'll have to navigate local traffic at times. But for its history, value and connectivity, High Halden remains a great option in this part of beautiful Kent. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video useful. Help me create more videos like this by hitting subscribe. If you'd like to check out today's competitors, you can find Tenterden, Woodchurch and Appledore in the playlist below.